Hi, it's Luke from Performance Auto Electrical. Today we're doing installs on sway controllers. We fit two different types of sway controllers. We do the BMPRO sway control system, and we also do the ALCO ESC sway control system. They both have different features, different setups, and install is different as well. With the ALCO ESC, it needs generally a red Anderson plug is what we use. So on the front of the Caravan itself, it will have a red Anderson plug from the unit, and then you also need that fitted to your vehicle, a red Anderson plug to power up the unit. So it picks up its power from your tow vehicles. So then it's another Anderson plug that needs to be fitted with your car. With the BMPRO sway controller, it works off the house battery of the Caravan itself, so you don't need to have an extra Anderson plug added to your car. So that's the difference with the wiring. The features between it is your ALCO ESC. If you did have to go off-road or something like that, you disconnect the Anderson plug and then the unit won't cut in. With the BMPRO sway controller system, it knows, it works out that you're on dirt roads or anything like that, and will work in corresponding with that, so you don't have to unplug or turn the BMPRO system off. With the BMPRO system, it actually brings on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, depending on the sway. It brings on the opposite side to square that van back up. ALCO ESC brings both the wheels, or all four wheels, or if it's a single axle, both the wheels on to correspond and pull it up square. So that's basically the few features between them both. Now we're going to show and install the BMPRO one to this van behind us now. So as far as the install for the BMPRO, we've got to install the unit under the van, up the front and centre of the van. Some vans we can actually put it on the chassis and actually mount it to the chassis. This particular one being a bit older van we're fitting it to, we've had to put a plate under there as well, because we've only can mount the unit on half the chassis rail. So we've put a plate to mount it as well. Then the next step is, once the unit's mounted, which I've done under there already, is the wiring. So the wiring, like I said before, there's a wiring goes to the left-hand side wheels and wiring goes to the right-hand side wheels. We've also got the battery feed to power the unit up, which we've got to then go to the house battery in the Caravan. This older one, the power 12 volt, the battery itself is in the front boot, so it's a little bit more tricky to get the cable through, weave it through to get it to the battery safely. All the newer vans now, with all the rolling with lithium batteries, are on a chassis rail. So it's a little bit easier on newer vans to run the cables to the batteries, because they're all external on the chassis rail. With this one, we've got to weave it and get it inside the van itself. So with the sway controller systems, whether it's the BMPRO sway controller or the ALCO ESC, they all have warning lights. So this is the BMPRO one. It is a little LED in a little black box, which will be visible somewhere along the chassis rail. Generally up the front we put them. The ALCO ESC has this one here, so they all have warning lights. This is for the ALCO ESC type 1, which generally goes up the front, generally around the jockey wheel area or something like that, so it is visible, so you can check, make sure the system is in green and it's ready to go. So I've just run the warning light and mounted it up the front here, like I said, by the jockey wheel. So that's all done. The unit's mounted underneath and secure. So now it's time to actually run the main harness, which goes to the wheels, connection for the trigger, and also the battery feed to power up the unit, which I'll install all this now. Okay, so we're just on the last step now, which is connected to the battery. So we've mounted the warning light at the front, we've mounted the unit up the front in the center of the van. We've run the cables to the wheels, and we've done the left-hand side and right-hand side for the electric brakes. I've run the cable from the unit up to the battery, so the battery on this van is in this front boot. So now I just got to connect the positive and negative to the house battery, and then we'll be ready for actually testing the system out. So the last connection has all been done to the battery. So now it is time to test it. The warning indicator is not on. It won't come on until it triggers a movement or the electric brakes coming on. So we've got our test box here. So now we'll plug it onto our test box and do a test. The green light should come on, and we know then the system's all good to go. Electric brakes are now on. The green light has come on. The system is good and ready to go. We'll turn the electric brakes off. Now the green light will stay on. So it will go off over a period of time. The unit will turn itself automatically and go into a dorm mode, so the light will switch off. And then when you're traveling down the road or use the electric brakes, it will trigger and turn the system back on. So it's all installed now. It's all been tested and checked. The system is all good to go. Like I said, we Performance Auto Electrical, we can supply and install the BMPRO sway control systems, the ALCO controller systems, or we can do repairs of your sway control systems as well.